Hi again. Welcome to the second topic and the third video of the video lecture of the World Economics course. Last time we were more concentrated on the data on the world economy. This time we will look more to the theories that can be useful to study world economy. As you know, probably most of the economic theories are on well, even if you look to the macroeconomics, but in macroeconomics also more or less so, concentrate on the perspective of a single country. So we don't have mostly economic models in introductory economic courses at different levels, which start to look world as a whole at its starting point. Although, well, we might argue that those theories can also be used to study world economy, but they can be used to study world economy to the extent that world economy is similar to the national economies, the differences the differences and whether the global economic system is a completely new thing to study, or not, are not the questions which we can easily answer looking to those models, although we might still discuss the limits of those models. There are three different, actually, areas where theories that can be useful for the world economy are produced. One of them is the, let me go down a little bit, international economics, where basically the interaction between them, between a country and another country, or a country and the outside world is usually studied. We don't have perspective of whole world. Again, we are looking to the world economy from the perspective of one country. I mean, a country, how interactions of with the world will affect that country. However, still, I mean, by describing the interactions between the country and the world, the international economics has things to say. I mean, it has useful elements which we might use in understanding world economy. Secondly, we have international economics basically looks to different types of interactions. Usually, the two interactions that are mostly, I mean, looked upon are exchange of goods and services, which is trade basically. The second one is international finance, the financial flows, financial interactions between the countries. The capital flows, I mean the investments, real capital flow between countries, is also studied, although kind of it is still important, but kind of it is studied relatively less frequent, let's say. Although nowadays, in 21st century, it is becoming a hot topic. FDI, foreign direct investment, especially, which is actually the direct investments, direct capital flow from a country to another country. We have another field is development economics, which actually kind of looks to countries in a specific way, but it also looks the developmental differences between countries. High income countries, low income countries, middle income countries, highly developed countries, less developed countries, and compares them and tries to describe why some countries are relatively in better position and some worse position. Strictly speaking, well, development economics sometimes looks to the international relation of the country with other countries, but in many cases also it also concentrates on the country itself, a specific country itself. So in that sense, development economics might also be taken as country-centric, but as it is now putting a stage where we can rank countries from developed ones to less developed ones and underdeveloped ones, and now we compare countries and we show why some of them are in the front, some of them in the back. Basically, it also provides some useful models to understand world economy. These are the two things. In addition to third, there's a less famous, but I think more still very useful model or school. It's called World System Theory. World System School is a school that produced that theory. This is actually a theory which can be also taught as a model. Which actually, originates from the idea in current world, because the economic system is so much integrated, it is not possible to study economies of countries independent from each other. Well, we might look to part of the global economic system, but in the end, we should, even when we are doing that, we should always understand we have an integrated global economic system. And this integrated economic system is also giving different roles to different countries. So countries are parts of the economic system, and their status is pretty much, the conditions within the country are pretty much dependent on the role they take in the world economic, the greater world economic system. So they think that, as I said, the world economic system should be studied and at least understood as a whole before we are looking to the specific countries. So this is the third, obviously, useful, let's say, discipline, or school we might look at. The other ones are fields. This one is a school, basically, which has a different, kind of a different type of study of economics. It has connections with the Marxian economics, but it also fundamentally differs from the major Marxian economics methodology also. Although I also introduced school in the Marxian economics class, but still, it is kind of a class that is deeply connected to Marxian economics, but also sprang out of it. It is, we might consider it also as a separate school. Anyway, before going further into detail, I should mention that, we should also think about the structure of the economic theories. So, as economists, and if we were holding the class, I would ask these questions to you. Since we don't have a classroom interaction, I will just leave these questions to you, for you to answer. But let me just express the questions and importance of the questions, basically. So, overview of the economic theories. What are the common characteristics of the economic theories? What are the main structure in the economic theories as we know them? And what are the factors in most cases lag in them? So the common characteristics are, the typical methodology, or typical interests, specific interests, or, for example, certain points that might be lacking. For example, a specific interest in the market might be common characteristics of some economic theories, although not necessarily all of them. some are not market centric, and individual the specific interest in the individual, for example, is also in the mainstream economics one of the the neoclassical economics, one of the focus points. Theories are usually based on the preferences and behavior and actions of individuals, while the social processes are usually lacking. Usually, environment is not a factor. The first thing, actually, the individuals and basically their actions is actually one of the main one of the main characteristics of the neoclassical economics. Although, for example, focusing on the economic system, which is based on monetary transaction, might also be common characteristics of even different schools. Even Marxian economics might be included into that. This is, for example, a critique that is brought by the feminist economics. So we should stop and think a little bit, especially when we will use these economic theories later, either as academicians or anyone who is interested in economic research. What are the main structure of these economic theories, and what is lacking in this structure? What is basically, what are we accepting at the very first point? Because in many cases, many scientific theories, they make certain explicit assumptions, but sometimes they assume certain things implicitly without knowing it. The brain of certain scientists might work in a way they accept certain truths as self-evident, or certain truths obviously true, but even those truths might, in some cases, prove to be not that much true. We should know our assumptions that are also made implicit. We should know also what are the factors our theories are able to detect, and what is left out. What are the things what are the factors which, even if they are effective in shaping our economic system or world economic system, we are not able to detect. So those are important factors. Those are important questions, let me say. And we should also ask, how are economic theories proven? What are if we read and understand economic theory, and if we understand it as an widely accepted economic theory, we should also ask ourselves, what was the evidence that actually made this economic theory accepted? The logical structure of it, or empirical evidence? What kind of empirical evidence? To what extent this empirical evidence is trustable? Can it be supported with some additional other type of empirical evidence? Those are the questions we should ask. And basically, we should also question the reliability of the methods we are used to prove those theories. Well, as a starting point, independent of the theories, we should also understand what models are and how they are used. And in understanding that sometimes, in many cases in economics, models and the theories are people take theories as models and models as theories. I will talk more on this in the next part. We are coming close to the 15 minutes mark, so see you in the next part.